He's like, oh yeah.
Welcome back to the marathon.
Welcome back to Among Us.
Hey, welcome back to
Welcome back to
Strawberry.
the Sonic Lovers Forum. Today we're gonna talk about
Is
Sonic.
the Among Us imposter?
Welcome back to the Barbie watch group.
welcome back to
Today we're
the
gonna watch Barbie.
welcome back to the Strawberry Wendy's Frosty Power Hour.
Today
Indeed.
we're gonna go to Wendy's.
It was so good.
That was delicious, like actually.
Piece of A-Town.
Yeah. Incredible.
I'm getting their noises out. The hilly road to the clinic, with which I had never had difficulties before, was now torturous. Big beads of sweat formed on my brow, and at some point my breath had gone faint. The hatchet in my belt was heavy and made it hard to walk. I considered leaving it, but I couldn't let it go, at least not while Sadako's uncle was still breathing. The signboard for the Irie clinic came into sight, but I quickly noticed something was odd, so I stopped. Several red revolving lights were flashing at the clinic. The police cars were parked in the parking lot with their lights on. There didn't need to be much else to inform me something had happened.
Police cars at the clinic. What does that mean?
That means Keiichi should take that hatchet and throw it away, and then keep walking.
They're finally arresting Irie for being a pedophile.
Oh,
Yeah, baby!
That's what I've been waiting for! Woo!
We found the basement.
Ah! Sadako's in there.
God, the justice system.
This is the Sadako doll. They found the real Sadako. I didn't want to see Coach, so I had planned to leave Sadako at the clinic waiting room and give the receptionist a message. But with that police officer Oishi here, I couldn't go inside so carelessly.
There it is.
I don't like that!
14, by the way.
Can you censor this?
No.
OG?
In the video?
OG didn't have a towel.
Where's the
Oh,
Where's the
it did,
OG?
but it fell off at some point.
Did it?
Yeah.
Why did Ryukishi draw her tits out?
Why didn't he keep them?
He has no filter. That's why, clearly.
Is Sadako's hair different in this spread?
He's on her head.
She's not done her hair. She
also
came
was
straight out of the
dying in
bath.
bathtub.
Okay, maybe I like her hair better in this spread.
When she's dying?
Yeah.
Oh.
See that? See that?
Oh,
yeah!
Oh, dude,
you
the
can see
fairy
her side
Guga.
boob.
Oh, look at the shape of her waist.
Why does she have her headband on in the new one, but she has her headband off in the other one?
Because they're stupid.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Manga gamer's bad.
This is awful.
This is horrible.
This is horrible. This is terrible. Thank you for introducing me to this. This is awful. I'm gonna fall asleep at night and have nightmares of this.
That you are.
This is terrible.
Forget the explosion.
This is the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Trolls was nothing compared to naked Sadako with only a towel.
Who did this?
What?
That one.
Somebody made one where she's just smiling.
That one.
Ah!
That was actually cursed.
You can find the naked sprite.
I'm
It's
trying,
an
I'm trying.
easy Google.
What's going on? Why are there so many police cars? I gently put Sadako down in the shade of the thicket. I don't know. I'll go see what happens, so you stay here a moment. I love Sadako. Sadako's
That's what we need to change this.
Yeah, that should
What,
be
can
the
I
new
see?
food icon.
Go hard.
Ripped Rika.
Sadako's such a good character.
That was amazing.
I can't find
Leaving
this
a
part.
lady in a place like this, wearing nothing but a bath towel. Simply unforgivable. If you can still fire off those insults, you'll be fine. I'll be right back, I added, getting to my feet. Cautious of my surroundings, I hid myself behind a car and got closer to the officers grouped at the clinic's entrance. I overheard an officer wearing a necktie, probably their leader, and a white-robed doctor having a discussion about something. The doctor didn't seem to be Coach. It was one of those who Coach told to make the tea yesterday.
Ew.
That's
Why'd he draw her little pussy
that's
too?
awful.
Dude, no,
That's-
Because she's naked.
That's terrible. Is that actually the original in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I changed it like for like later releases, but yeah, that was OG.
I'm happy he changed.
OG.
I'm happy Sonica's pussy is not out in this game.
I don't have to censor it yet.
You should censor it.
That is the
anyways.
censor. The towel is
Censor it
censored.
again.
In the original, does he not put a towel on her?
No, it just falls off in that.
Ah,
specific scene.
convenient. Convenient.
It's a little fan service in the midst of disaster.
We gotta give the viewers a little something.
She just stops holding it is all.
This episode is
Hey,
canceled.
readers, I know you guys have been a little sad.
The little 14-year-old puss to cheer you up.
That's like a Family Guy
Perfect
bit.
nipples and all.
This is a Family Guy bit. Peter looks straight at the camera. Hey guys, I know this scene has been a little sad, so here's something to really brighten the mood.
Peter, why did you put a 14-year-old naked girl in the visual novel?
The audience was crying! And then the scene changes.
Oh, I'm in hell. I'm in hell. This game has put me in hell. So you were the first one to find it since you weren't morning duty. So then, what it look like?
I didn't even realize. Who wants to be a doctor?
Me, I want to be the doctor, me.
Rando employee at the doctor.
He was sitting on the sofa in the head office. He looked like he was taking a nap.
There was a jug and an empty bottle of sleep medication on his desk, so you immediately thought he had tried to commit suicide with it. What else?
His high temperature and
Incontinent.
incontinence indicated a severe disturbance of consciousness. It seemed like a typical case of sleeping pill poisoning, so I immediately began to treat him.
Without calling the police or an ambulance?
This is a hospital, and I'm a doctor. Since his wife was in danger, it's my job to treat him at once.
Yes, I understand. Okay, what else?
His breathing was in disarray, so I put him on a respirator. I also administered breathing stimulants. It had no effect, so I prepared a medical ventilator and...
Right. So, in other words, you did what you could, but it wasn't enough. That's it, right? You reported this as soon as he died?
Yes. It was very unfortunate that we were unable to save him.
Just then, Keiichi turned into a wise guy, you see. This is gonna be my Keiichi voice for that.
Columbo voice.
So you know how I change Keiichi basically like every game? You know, hey, Keiichi's gonna be a bit of a wise guy in the next game, you know? Hey, Mion-chan, what are you doing around here, you stupid broad? That's gonna be Keiichi.
Can you make Neon the other gangster monster?
Oh yeah.
With a really low voice and kind of stupid. Like, you heard what the boss said.
Yeah, you better listen to the boss, you know? Yeah. It's me, Mion. Hey, Kei-chan. Hey, Kei-chan, what are you doing around these parts, eh? You fucking around with the runner? That jackass making the boss look bad, eh? You know?
Yeah.
It'd go hard. It'd be a good... The Italian mobster arc, where we turn every character into an Italian.
You gotta make Neon and Rika into fucking Italians. If they don't sound like they're from fucking Jersey, you're not doing it right.
Not true, because Nippon Italian.
Meepaw. Meat.
I have no idea how to do that.
Just then, a radio in one of the police cars started to buzz, producing a broken mechanical voice. And...
Play it.
Okay.
This is HQ. Komiyama-san. Can you hear me? Over.
Hey, hello. This is Komiyama. We've come up with something. And looks like he committed suicide with sleeping pills. And no notes or anything. Suicide? I told you, man, it'd be great. Like a wise guy, Keiichi.
You gotta
Suicide.
save the voice. I'll let you know when it's a good.
When I can bust out the wise guy?
Bust out the wise guy.
Suicide? What? What the heck were they talking about? Someone had committed suicide at the clinic. But who? I wish Takano-san dead, and she died the next day. And yesterday I wish Coach was dead. Then, could he have... Man, did he use sleeping medication regularly?
I don't really know.
Man, did he normally complain that he was tired or wanted to die?
Well, Eri-sensei was normally so, well, himself. He never acted like that.
So I was right. I'm not doing it on purpose. So I was right. Irie-sensei. They were talking about Coach. Coach killed himself. Oishi's next. Why would he do that? There couldn't have been any reason he wanted to die. The only reason that came to mind was that I wanted him dead. This world was insane.
That's because you're not a network.
True. If I wanted someone dead, they'd die. That was the kind of world this was. Then, what about Oishi? What happened to him? If people really died because I wanted them to, then something should have happened to him, too. Tyler.
I've sent you backup. The chief wants you to leave the rest of them and get back to searching for Oishi's car.
Yes, sure. Please excuse me, then. Looks like we're getting relieved here, so please leave everything as it is right now. All right, let's go.
Monkeys in the background need to chill. I'm cutting that.
The officers nodded and split up into patrol cars. Did they just say...
I'll save it for later.
Searching for Oishi's car? Searching for his car. That meant he had gone missing. Takano-san, Coach, and Oishi. When I wished for it, the very next day, they disappeared. No matter how angry you were when you said you wished someone was dead, it didn't normally happen. Everyone knew just wishing for it wouldn't make them dead, and that's why people could utter such curses so lightly. But the curse I uttered were being granted. At the time, I hadn't even been walking, and yet, tap. I heard a footstep. And it wasn't only one this time. Tap, tap. They came from behind, and they stood right behind me, reaching a hand for my shoulder. Oh, Jesus. I'm excited for the reveal to be that every person he wishes to die adds another footstep. So Keiichi takes 1, 2, and you hear 1, 2, 3.
I feel like that'd be a bit overkill.
And then we wishes Sadako dead. You hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She's actually like 100. She's 100 bees in a skin suit.
She's one of those monsters that like walk on all fours on their like back and their necks like 180 degrees.
Yeah, and they're like, bah. That's Sadako. Yeah, would you mind telling me what's going on? Wah! It's just Sadako. Don't scare me like that. Sadako's so based. I'm very happy that the faces in this are just so much better than Manga Gamer. I love Sadako. I'm the scared one here. I'd prefer it if you don't shout so suddenly. It was Sadako. Her eyes were still unstable, unfocused, but she seemed able to at least walk on her own now. She looked far better now compared to her earlier exhausted state. How do you feel? Are you better? My head still hurts, but I can't stay outside looking like this forever.
Show me the right.
No!
Show me the other one.
She...
Yeah!
She gave me a smile, a show of courage, but her legs were still shaky. Anyway, what on earth is going on? From what I just heard, the police talking about, Coach apparently committed suicide.
Why would you just straight up tell her that?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Me dying of heat stroke when I hear it. You know that guy that you've known as like a father figure that's like looked out for you and everything? He killed himself. It's your fault.
Like, why would he say
You
that?
drove him to this.
Me waking up from my 7-hour bath to find out my uncle and stepfather died.
Sadako was at a loss for words. Her face grew paler and paler, and I could tell she was doubting her own ears.
Keiichi-san, is that true? I didn't mishear you?
That's what I heard. They said Irie-sensei killed himself with sleeping pills. God damn it, Keiichi. Sadako went down on her knees and broke out in tears.
It can't be. Coach, he would never ever kill himself.
As I watched Sadako crying and clawing at the grass, I felt myself trapped by guilt and remorse. I got so angry that Coach was treating me like a madman yesterday, that he betrayed me, that I thought he'd be better off dead.
Movie title.
Shut up.
It's a good movie. But even Coach, who to me deserved to die, still must have had people who loved and respected him, like Sadako here. In my selfish, egotistical anger, I just wished for his death and it was granted. And now, Sadako was crying hysterically as a result. The guilt tore at my heart. I worked myself up to murder for Sadako's sake. I decided I wanted Sadako to be happy. But was that really all it took? Murder meant taking someone's life. It meant making everyone attached to that person sad. In Sadako's uncle's case, of course, nobody would be sad, so I didn't feel a sense of guilt at all. But Coach, his death was different. I had wanted to make Sadako happy, and that had resulted in me inflicting a deep sadness upon her, hadn't it? But Coach killed himself. It wasn't my... Sadako still hadn't stopped crying, but she seemed to be a little calmer now. Wiping her tears, she stood up.
I'm sorry.
Always. I'm sorry. And the only thing I could think of to say to her was an apology.
Why are you apologizing?
Well, yesterday I got into a fight with Coach.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh
Keiichi
my god.
is a fucking moron.
Oh my god. Keiichi was like, hey, I'm sorry your father figure killed himself, but did you know I hoped that he would die yesterday?
And I thought that I wanted him to die. I wanted it so he really...
Dubiously.
Dubious?
Sadako looked at me dubiously for a few moments.
That word's been ruined by Corn.
This little creature.
Corn will like film like a baby chick and be like a dubious little creature. And then he'll film a video where like he picks him up and sticks him in his mouth and it just says like dubious creature devoured. And every time I see the word dubious, I just see a stupid chick being picked up by Corn's hands.
That's great.
Sadako looked at me dubiously for a few moments. Eventually her expression softened as she interpreted my words in her own way.
It isn't your fault, Keiichi-san. Coach was an adult too. He felt like there was something he had to give his life for and chose to do so after a lot of worrying and suffering. It's not anyone's fault.
Sadako...
That's a very mature
That's
answer.
what I was gonna say. Sadako the adult in this situation, by the way, naked and covered in a towel.
Almost died.
First-degree burns.
She smiled a little, trying to comfort me.
I do not want to be naked forever. I want some clothes.
Are you okay? Shouldn't you get someone at the clinic to...
I won't die from putting on clothes before going.
Sadako readjusted her bath towel and started back along the path.
Why is Sadako the most base character in the game?
Sadako consistently in every single episode is always based.
Always. Every single time.
She's the most consistent character.
Her stride was wobbly, and it didn't look like she'd recovered as much as she let on. I'm like, please get me off the naked Sadako sprite before I go piss.
I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm sorry.
20 minutes?
At first, Sadako tried to go back home, but it was the time of the morning when people were going to school and to work, so after seeing people walking around, she thought better of it. She must have been pretty embarrassed wearing only the towel.
Can Keiichi, just take his shirt off? I'm going to Rika's house. My clothes should be there. What's wrong, Keiichi-san?
Sadako noticed how I was hanging my head and spoke to me.
Despite how we might have come off, Coach was an adult, alright? He would certainly not have killed himself after a petty fight with you, Keiichi-san. Please stop blaming yourself.
At first, I thought it was coincidence, but with 3 people now, I couldn't discard the possibility. There was no such thing as impossible in this world.
You remember how you were saying 3 corpses?
Yeah.
Takano Oichi already.
We're at 4. And Keiichi hasn't even died yet.
Yeah.
That's tough. Because we have Tepe.
Mm-hmm.
Tepe, Oishi, Takano, Irie, Tomitake.
Well, that's bodies, but who that Keiichi's killed?
Oh, Keiichi's killed 4 people. Sadako's gonna be 5, baby. I'm not letting that go. He will kill Sadako by the end of this game.
These past few days haven't made any sense.
Is he gonna tell her that he killed her uncle? Oh my god. Oh, what hasn't?
Sadako seemed to be having trouble breathing, but she still tried to listen to what I had to say. At the Watanagashi festival, the day before last, you went home on the way there, right? And I went there and had a lot of fun.
So it would seem. I do apologize for getting so upset with you about it.
Sadako remembered how she blew up at me in the classroom yesterday and bowed to me a little. If I said I actually didn't go to the festival at all, would you believe me?
This is gonna go one of 2 ways. He's gonna kill Sadako. Or Sadako's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is the game that ends with Keiichi killing Sadako. Or with Sadako killing Keiichi.
Yeah.
Let's see, Rena killed Keiichi. Mion killed Keiichi. Sadako kills Keiichi. In the next game, Rika kills Keiichi.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Sadako looked at me confused. She couldn't help it, of course.
Of course I wouldn't believe you. What are you on about?
You wouldn't, right? I don't believe it either. I mean, I didn't go to the festival, but everyone's saying I hung out with them there. Nobody would believe it, right?
Are you being serious?
Yeah. Ever since the night of the Watanagashi, everything's been messed up. These weird footsteps suddenly started following me everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
The blood drained from Sadako's expression.
Footsteps following you?
Yeah. I thought it was just my imagination at first, but they stayed with me. They're probably still there. I can't tell them apart now because of your footsteps, though. Sadako took a long, hard look at me. Maybe she was doubting my sanity. Coach did the same thing. I mean, why wouldn't he after telling him this? The more I thought about it, the more I was unable to endure the feeling that my hatred for Coach had been meaningless. On the day of the Watanagashi, I didn't go. I was doing something else the whole time. I wasn't sleeping or unconscious or anything. So it's not possible that I walked to the festival in my sleep and forgot about it afterwards.
That is quite strange. Then how were you at the festival?
That's what I mean. I didn't go to the festival. No. I can't let myself get emotional. If I get agitated now, that'd be like proving that there's something wrong with my head. Sorry. Well, nobody believes me, so yeah.
If that's what you say, Keiichi-san, then I will believe you. Then what?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That night, I saw Takano-san, and it felt like she was looking down on me. And so I made a wish that she would die.
Takano-san does have that sort of air about her, doesn't she? I cannot say that I don't understand how you feel.
Did you know that Takano-san died? It happened yesterday. Apparently she was burned alive somewhere.
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
Really unloading on this 13-year-old girl.
Me recovering from heat stroke at the age of 13, naked in a towel out in the middle of a rural forest, and a guy with a hatchet on his belt is like, "Did you know they burned this woman alive after I hoped she die?"
My genuine reaction to that information.
Is that true? She died?
I wished for her to die, and the next day she was dead. And Oishi from the police, too. Do you know him? That annoying and fat detective guy.
Call him fat.
He did call him fat.
Sadako nodded a little.
It was all muscles.
I heard from the police earlier, but apparently he went missing. And yesterday, actually, I wished that he would die.
Is all this true?
I'm not lying. I don't want to believe it either, but it's true. Takano-san, Coach, and Oishi. I wanted them dead, and then they really died. For a little while, Sadako was at a loss. A long silence ensued.
Tyler, if you could kill people with your mind like that, would you kill me?
On accident, for sure.
If you had the death note, would you write my name?
I appreciate the on accident answer. That's big. That's also very accurate.
Yeah, I'd probably think something like, that motherfucker Connor, I'm gonna kill him.
And then you just drop dead right in front of me. Like, oh fuck!
And then you drop dead in voice chat.
Oh, what a scary story! I should be sure not to get on your bad side, Keiichi-san. Based Sadako?
And that's not all. There's something even stranger.
Don't say it, Keiichi.
Oh no!
No! Can I close the game?
No.
Can I alt F4?
No.
Fuck. It's about your uncle.
I would rather you not talk about my uncle.
He was there yesterday, right? At your house?
Could we please stop talking about him? I don't want to.
It's impossible. He couldn't have been there.
I said stop talking about him. No.
That man couldn't have been there after the night with the Tanagashi. Because I...
No more, please. No more about that man. Jesus Christ.
I love this stupid retard.
My actual, genuine, honest reaction to that information.
Live slug reaction?
This is a live slug reaction.
I love live slug reaction.
I killed him. With my own hands. Even the cicadas stopped crying. Her face was streaked with tears, and it stiffened even more as she looked at me in disbelief.
Hey Tyler, on the night of the Tanagashi Festival, I killed your uncle. In cold blood. With your missing brother's bat.
On the night of the Tanagashi Festival, I killed your uncle. So, it's impossible that he could have gone back home. But still, he went back. And last night, he found fault with the dinner you made him, yelled all sorts of things at you, and then basically boiled you in a bathtub. That couldn't possibly have happened. So, I wanted to make sure I'd actually killed him. So, yesterday, I went to dig up the corpse I buried, but the body wasn't there. Is that even possible? I killed him for sure, but there was no body. And he went home like nothing happened. Home to you, and that wasn't supposed to happen, was it?
He's gonna kill Sadako with, like, heart attack.
He's gonna give Sadako a heart attack. Oh man. Sadako's entire body stiffened. She was shirking away. Like,
Shrinking.
Oh shit. She was shrinking away, like there was someone in front of her about to hurt her. He's gonna kill Sadako. You probably think I've gone a little crazy, don't you? I don't blame you. I can't believe it myself. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why is Sadako so sane?
Keiichi's just like, I killed somebody, and everyone goes, I think
You need to sleep this off.
you need to take a nap. Keiichi's like, no, I will literally describe to you in visceral detail how I killed this man. And they're like, Keiichi, I think you're just a little confused. You can drink a hot tea, maybe some Earl Grey,
Everyone looks at Keiichi.
and go to bed.
Dude, everyone looks at Keiichi and goes, wake up. Wake up.
Keiichi-san, I think you are very confused after all those people you wished were dead coincidentally died. You're just in shock at Coach's suicide and you're really upset. I think you should stay home from school today and rest. I'll be fine, so please take care of yourself.
Sadako spoke like she understood me, but she also told me to go home. I could see the revulsion in her face and knew that she didn't want to be around me anymore.
They're not even going to the clinic anymore. They're walking to Rika's house.
Once I show you to the clinic, I'll go home. Your legs are still shaking, aren't they? It would be terrible if you collapsed halfway there.
Really, I'm fine now. I do not want to expose my naked self to a man any more than this. Huh. Yeah. Huh.
She wobbled up the shrine steps, looking like she was about to fall. I immediately ran up to her and helped her stay on her feet. On he feet. But then Sadako promptly jumped away from me.
Manga gamer moment.
Manga? That outright rejection hurt a lot. Once she got up to the top of the stairs, her breathing was ragged and she wasn't even looking at me. At this point, I was being ignored. Well, it was more like she didn't want to have anything to do with me. It really was a feeling of rejection.
Is he about to go like nice guy incel mode?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no. And that hurt my heart more than any blade could have. This was the path I chose for her sake. To be treated like this at the end of it all was just so saddening. Don't be naive, Keiichi Mayabara. You never wanted to be repaid in the first place. You didn't do it so that Sadako would thank you. You did it so that Sadako would be happy. And that was what led to this ending. Rika-chan's house was a disaster prevention storehouse used by the town council. If you went past it a little further through the shrine grounds, you'd apparently reach the back of the assembly hall. Sadako was heading there, walking quickly, the gravel under her feet crunching as she went.
F-E-A-T. You know that video that's like, man, I'm just walking home tonight and there's this girl in front of me. She started like quickening her pace and looking around really nervously. I'm gonna run to keep up with her to make sure that she's safe. That's how this whole fucking scene feels.
Did she want to get there as soon as possible, or did she want to run away? I couldn't tell. And then I heard the vigorous sounds of wings flapping. What? Oh.
What?
I turned around and saw a crow. I hadn't seen many crows since coming to Hinamizawa.
Crows are an omen of death, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
A flock of crows is called a murder.
Yeah, I saw them a lot in my old town though. On garbage day.
Garbage day.
Garbage day! No!
I couldn't stop myself.
On garbage day, they'd flock to the trash collection points, peck through the bags with their beaks, drag out the contents, and have a feast. As I was remembering that, I saw a few crows flocking around the shrine's donation box, and I thought how terrible it was for someone to leave a garbage bag in a place like this.
Terrible to leave a garbage bag in the middle of a shrine.
Manga?
Garbage bags filled with meat, huh?
Keep reading.
This is a certified the flesh moment. The cicadas quieted. This is the spooky bells, so I know it's about to get weird. Breathing stopped. Thoughts ceased. Even time came to a halt. I ran over to where the crows were flocking. I ran there in order to drive a horrible idea out of my mind. I definitely hadn't wanted this. There's no way I would ever wish for this even by mistake. This was not. Rika? Who? When they noticed my vicious approach, the crows all flapped upwards, fleeing into the sky. When the crows' big black bodies flew away, they exposed the garbage bag. Oh god. What had I seen there? The scream had escaped from my throat before I understood what I was looking at. What was this? Sadako came over as well, realizing something had happened, and she looked over my shoulder, and she screamed as well. This wasn't... Okay. Who? The garbage bag was crimson, dyed in fresh blood. Enough of the stupid roundabout way of saying it. That's right, yes. Yes! It was... Why did they kill Rika? What did they gain for killing Rika? They kill Rika in every game! Every fucking game, Rika's there for 5 minutes and goes, meep, and then they kill her!
Why is Rika always die? Why does Rika die every single time?
She dies defending Keiichi every fucking time, doesn't she? God damn it. It was Rika-chan.
That's a quick conclusion.
Our friend. It's Sadako's best friend. I like this repeating sound effect. Always easygoing.
Oh, the
clever as a cat.
The like screech.
Yeah.
Correct. Boom boom.
Mm-hmm.
Clever as a cat, but so cute you couldn't hate her. Our friend Rika-chan, she was Rika-chan was stark naked. What? She was face up, limbs sprawled. Her eyes were like glass, just staring up into the sky. And Rika!
Nope.
No? Oh, Thodako. Yeah. Rika! Sadako broke down crying on the spot, and yet she still couldn't approach her friend's remains. The crows had gotten through the garbage bag and they dragged out an apple peel and spread it all over. No, crows, they couldn't do this. Sadako? No. On the spot, I started vomiting. They pulled her guts out?
Yeah.
Who killed Rika?
The garbage bag is sliced open. Her guts are pulled out by the crow.
Who killed Rika? And why? She can't,
This was a very deliberate killing. Who, what the hell?
Who's gonna kill Rika like that?
Rika was in this chapter for like
5 minutes.
Yeah.
She had more of a role in this chapter than any other chapter so far. And all she did was...
I haven't seen Rika in like 2 months.
Hey, congratulations, you raised all the flags for Sadako. That's all she said. That's all she did.
And then they just
And now
fucking
she's
killed
dead.
it.
Why are they killing her?
Because she likes Sadako. Anyone
Like the gays in Hinamizawa.
On the spot, I started vomiting. The sour taste became a bitter one as I threw up over and over again. I'm
too many times.
I'm so excited for the cast wrap. That's all I'm thinking of right now. I'm not even thinking about the game. I'm thinking about the cast wrap, man.
Cast wrap.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
You've never
Rika-chan. She'll see. Her stomach was cut wide open, vertically, completely open. Rika!
Nope.
Fuck! Rika! Crows couldn't have done this. And from her open stomach, her organs, her bowels were dragged out like children's toys left all over the floor. This is definitely the flesh.
They're not gonna show the Sprite?
No, they don't show the murder thing. They leave that up to your brain. The unbelievable sight induced oxygen deprivation in my brain. The color left my vision, a pounding headache, dizzy, and I wanted to vomit. It was like the nightmarish remains of a ceremonial killing. Someone, somewhere, had killed Rika-chan, brought her here, laid her here with her limbs sprawled out, and then cut her stomach and dragged out her intestines. Red and pink viscera were sticking out of her gut, and her intestines were scattered in every direction, like it had been for fun. The entire ground was covered in an ocean of red and black. A few of the crows had hopped around inside that ocean. They walked the sea of blood, leaving bloody footprints, and those footprints, there were several still left on Rika-chan's body. Those sinister prints made it seem even more like a bizarre ritual killing.
I see what you mean by it ends. And it gets to the normal Tanagashi end pretty quick.
I may have wished for Takano-san and Coach and Oishi to die, but I didn't remember ever wishing for Rika-chan's death. Yeah, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I stumbled backwards, then stepped on a newspaper. A newspaper? In a place like this? The newspaper was what was covering my hatchet. I had kept it wrapped up, and
Sadako killed... I told you, Sadako kills Keiichi. Or Keiichi kills Sadako.
I had kept it wrapped up on my belt in order to carry Sadako, and that newspaper had fallen off. Sheesh, don't scare me like that. Sheesh. I bent down to pick it up, and then Sadako looked at me with such disbelief as I'd never seen, and froze. She was looking straight at me, at the hatchet on my belt.
Sadako's gonna assume that Keiichi killed Rika, and then Keiichi's going to kill Sadako. Or maybe Sadako's gonna fight back and kill Keiichi. I don't know, she's naked.
A woman's most violent when she's naked.
That's true. That's why sex is so scary.
Calm down, Sadako. This isn't what it looks like. Sadako, trembling madly, backed away. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't... Murderer. She didn't care at all that she was exposing herself through the towel. She just trembled and tried to step back from the demon in front of her. Sadako, please, calm down. Please, relax. Sadako. No. Screaming weakly, Sadako began to run, unsteadily. Run away, that is.
And so he chases her.
With the hatchet.
With the hatchet. Me chasing the girl running at night because I think there's an evil man trying to get her, so I want to make sure she's safe.
Wait, please wait, Sadako. You're wrong. That's not it. The way she ran away, it was so weak, so slow.
He just...
He like throws the hatchet.
So if I wanted to go after her, I could have caught up. But if I tried to grab Shadako's shoulder, something right now, she might actually go crazy. So I had to follow her and try and clean this up. Clear. Yeah.
You killed Takano-san and Coach and Oishi-san, didn't you? You killed my uncle and then you killed Rika. You murderer!
No, it wasn't me. I didn't kill her.
What are you saying? You just said it yourself, did you not? You wanted them to die, and then everyone died, didn't they?
No, just wishing that they were dead. That couldn't...
You don't even remember what you did, do you? How can I trust a person like you? Didn't your memory of killing them just slip your mind? No, maybe you're only pretending not to remember. Besides, what is that hatchet for? Try explaining that.
It's for...
See? Keiichi-san, you're a killer, aren't you? Why did you do it? You were a little mean, but you were fun and kind, and once I even thought you might be my real Nini. Why did you turn into this? Sadako is gonna, die to the Viet Cong traps. I'm telling, they gotta come back somehow.
I might have been able to slowly answer each one of Sadako's questions at a time, but in this situation, explaining my innocence in such a short period of time was impossible. I mean, I didn't even know if I really was innocent anyway. At the very least, I killed Sadako's uncle. There was no body, but I killed him, without a doubt. At that point, I was far from innocent. And I wish Takano-san, Coach, and Oishi were dead, and that curse of mine was granted. When I wished for Takano-san to die, I didn't think of it as anything more than a normal thing you'd say to someone you didn't like. But then she actually did die, and I realized that if I wanted people to die, they would. And hoping it would happen again, I cursed Coach and Oishi-san to the same fate. So even ignoring Takano-san's death, Coach and Oishi's were completely premeditated crimes. Was I a killer, just like Sadako said? Was I unable to distinguish between illusion and reality, and turned into a demon without remembering it? Becoming a killer who carried out Oishi's... Oyashiro-sama's curse.
They're the same character.
Sama.
They're the same character. They're the same character.
No, that couldn't be. It was impossible. Ah, damn it. The very word impossible was impossible in Hinamizawa right now. How many freaking times have I said that word these past 3 days? Sadako had started crying again and was walking away unsteadily. At first, it felt like she was still running, but now it looked like she was walking away crying from someone bullying her.
Why?
Sadako, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why did things turn out this way? Why?
If there was an answer to that, then I wanted to know too. Why had it turned out like this?
It couldn't have anything to do with Keiichi killing Sadako's uncle.
No.
No.
No. That's not his fault. After Nini went away, I was lonely for a long time. But then Keiichi-san transferred to our school, and everyone was happy again. It was fun again. Every day was beautiful.
Yeah, she was right. Those days were bright and beautiful. And yet, after that, Sadako and I shouted exactly the same thing.
How did it turn out like
this? The cicadas were sneering at the spectacle, our strange game of tag. Shut up. Eventually, I heard the murmuring of a stream. The forest parted and a suspension bridge appeared. Where are they going? Sadako was crossing dangerously, wobbling as though she might fall at any moment. No! And when I stepped onto the bridge, it swayed a lot, causing Sadako to stagger and fall on the spot. Sadako, are you okay?
Don't come near me. You murderer.
Sadako shouted, her hatred made very clear. It was sad. If words could cut, then this warmth flowing from my eyes would have been blood for sure.
Why did you turn out this way? Keiichi-san, I really liked you.
I wanted to go up to her and give her a hand, but the distance between us was uncrossable. If I got any closer, Sadako would start shouting again, and say things that would hurt me deeply again. So I couldn't approach any closer than this.
Keiichi just head first off the bridge.
Sadako, I don't know how things turned out like this either. But I can say this. I wasn't the one who killed Rika-chan. At least that is true.
Please stop being so absurd. How do you expect me to believe anything someone who can't even rely on his own memories has to say?
Sadako is the reader? I tightened my hands into fists. This was mortifying. I wasn't crazy. Hinamizawa was crazy. Ever since I wandered into it, lost on that one night. This insane world, where I was at the festival when I wasn't, and the uncle I killed was alive. Where death would just come by wishing for it. It was this world's fault. Mion and Rena started acting strangely, like they were possessed by something too, and Coach wouldn't believe anything I had to say. And even Sadako, who I should have protected, was yelling at me like this. Was the price for killing a man supposed to be this high? Was I really going to be forced to stay in such a bitter world? I did the right thing. At least I wanted to. So then, why? I hated it. Every time I asked why, the days Sadako and I enjoyed in peace went so wrong. Sadako, please believe me. I'm not a murderer.
Then what is that hatchet for? Can you give a convincing explanation for that?
Is this hatchet scaring you? Okay, I'll throw it away. That's what you want, right? Sadako didn't nod, but she seemed to be in agreement with that proposition. I clumsily took the hatchet out of my belt, then dropped it over the side of the bridge into the stream below. There, it's gone. Now, you'll listen to me, right?
You think I'll let my guard down just because you got rid of your weapon? Keiichi-san, you're strong. It would be easy for you to strangle me with your bare hands.
Like hell I would ever want to kill Sadako. You idiot. Then what should I do? Should I put my hands on my head?
Yes, why don't you? Please, put your hands on your head and face the other way.
It was a cunning plan, much like the one she used during club activities.
Remember when him and that guy came because they ate dessert like pervy men?
Yeah.
And now we're here.
Now we're here.
That's tough. That's unfortunate.
It was when he ate cake with Najino Kamado.
This is where being horny gets you.
Yeah.
You kill someone's uncle and then everything goes wrong.
Yeah. Putting my hands on my head and turning away would mean I couldn't attack Sadako very easily. I immediately acquiesced to her request since it would make her feel better. Is this alright? Please listen to what I have to say. Sadako stood up and carefully approached me from behind. And then she actually came right up behind me. She was so close, and yet I was so sad that I wasn't allowed to turn around.
I sort of think I understand that it isn't your fault, Keiichi-san. I think probably you have just been possessed by something evil. Until before, I thought Keiichi-san was a killer, but now I know. After looking at your eyes,
I could hear that Sadako was still crying, but her voice was gentle just the same.
Keiichi-san could never kill anyone. Something simply possessed his body and made him do evil things.
Was she speaking literally right now? Or was she trying to admonish me? I couldn't tell.
Come to think of it, maybe they were possessed just like Keiichi-san. At the time, I was only thinking I would be killed, so I didn't think about it, but now I understand. That was the work of something evil that possessed you.
It's Sadako. What are you... It was less like she was talking to me, and more like she was talking to herself, like she was confessing at my back.
I understand, you know. It isn't like I haven't experienced it myself.
Sadako's voice started to become mixed with sobs. Her pained voice tore at my heart. But I didn't know what Sadako was talking about.
I climbed to the top of the ritual storehouse once. It was a few years ago.
Ryukishi did this so he didn't have to show the Sadako spray anymore. He said, I'm gonna let her lore dump without her vagina out. Because I'm sure she was naked at this point, right?
Yeah.
In the original? Yeah. He said, I'm gonna let her lore dump, but without being naked. Once, when Sadako was playing hide and seek at the shrine grounds, she climbed on top of the roof of the storehouse for ritual implements, which everyone said not to go near, and hid. Then, Sadako saw that she could get in, through a window meant for ventilation. Is this why they've been killing Sadako and like her family this whole time? For Sadako, the word curse was plenty scary, but she was more curious about what was inside the unknown storehouse. She took removed. She then removed the grating on the window, which was already hanging off, slid her small body into it, and climbed down inside. You could be Sadako. It was too dark to see much, but after descending, she realized just how high up she'd been. And then,
Sadako just vented.
despite the darkness, she could see a few things around her thanks to the faint light coming in from the air window. And to her disappointment, the air window?
Air window.
And to her disappointment, it was just a regular old storehouse. She tried to leave, but the door was locked up tight from the outside, and it was made to not open from within. She would have to go back out through the ventilation window she'd come in. But, thank you, come in from. But the window was high on the wall, and there was no way she would be able to climb back up. Sadako desperately tried not to cry and racked her brain thinking of a way to get up there. There was a lot of birdcage-looking things hanging by chains from the ceiling. She took the hanging chains and strung them along the wall. If she climbed up the bundles of chains, she might be able to manage to climb up to the ventilation window. There was nothing else she could do, so she had to try. And try she did. It was dark and creepy, and she didn't want to stay there forever. The more she thought about that, the more she panicked. I still think Rika's a time looper. She climbed the bundle of chains. Sadako could hear the clinks and clangs of everything creaking under her weight. I say that because I feel like Rika's gonna show up in this scene. Yeah, just give me the vibe. And then, just as her hand reached the window, one of the metal fixtures she'd used to stick the chains on the wall flew off, and the chains all began to pull loudly and furiously every which way. Spurred on by the sounds behind her, she managed to get back onto the roof from the window. Because of the weight of the flailing bundle of chains, the other fixtures broke. And then one of the big bird cages hanging from the ceiling fell to the floor with a huge noise. Under it was an image of Oyashiro-sama, his vessel, and the cage took off one of the arms, then trapped some other implements behind it. And it didn't take very long for her to grow scared of what she'd done. The deafening noise could be heard from the rest of the shrine grounds. A few other children heard it and gathered around. And of course, Rika was one of them. Then Rika's father, the shrine priest, with an angry look, ran over. And then, as for what happened next, it was painful to remember. The only one who knew where Rika's parents kept the key to the ritual storehouse was Rika. So he scolded her, saying that this had happened because Rika pulled a prank and hid me in there. He was very angry and menacing. Just looking at him was enough to frighten anyone. He exposed Rika's back, took a strangely shaped ritual cane or something, and then struck her with it several times. Rika's words at the time, "It wasn't me, it wasn't me, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." That pitiful voice, I still can't get it out of my head. I should have said it was me. I should have said so to save my best friend from the false accusation, without being afraid of Rika's father's terrible temper. Rika gritted her teeth and cried at the crimes she didn't remember doing. Ever since then, the world has been strange.
I know, I understand. This is Oyashiro-sama's curse. His judgment for messing up the ritual storehouse and forsaking my best friend.
Oh yeah, Shiro-sama's curse?
My father and mother too, they vanished in that muddy stream. My mean aunt died too, but then Nini, who loved me more than anyone, ran away from home. And then Keiichi-san transferred in, and I thought I'd finally gotten my fun life back, but this time Keiichi-san was possessed. And even Rika got killed.
There's something I heard once. Oh yeah, Shiro-sama. When he really curses someone, he doesn't kill them right away. He goes in order of your closest friends. It's not quoted.
No end quote.
Oh shit, he's right.
There's something I heard once. Shiro-sama. When he really curses someone, he doesn't kill them right away. He goes in order of your closest friends, and after killing them all, he kills that person last. So, Keiichi-san, the curse got you too. I'm sure that Renaissance and Mion-san will be cursed next, and then they'll kill and be killed. No more. No.
Calm down, Sadako. There is no curse. Nobody is trying to torment you. God, he shouldn't have turned around. When I turned around, I was thrust away with an amazing force. Given my hands were awkwardly placed on my head, I couldn't take the fall and lost my balance. I'd been pushed not into the bridge, but to the side. Towards the stream.
Did he just fall? Like, get pushed in? Did Sadako kill Keiichi? Did Sadako just kill Keiichi?
Got pushed.
Got pushed.
Sadako just killed Keiichi.
Yeah.
That's correct. That's insane. That's crazy.
No, this can't be happening.
Ah! That goes hard. That was like J tier voice acting. I keep that one. I'm not redoing it. That was like.
That was
No, this can't be happening.
Ah!
2000 video games.
That was like Chinese mobile game that hired an English voice actor level voice acting. Keep that one. I like that one. That's the best line I've ever delivered.
Donkey video with the fake Nintendo character voices.
That was the best line I think I've ever delivered.
At one last miracle, I was allowed to grab a cord hanging from the bridge. Far below me was the stream. We were pretty high up, and below were rocks of all sizes. If I fell, it clearly wouldn't be pretty. The entire bridge was tilting under my body weight. My frail little grip probably wouldn't last another minute before my fingers had to let go. Sadako! Sadako! I didn't understand myself, what I meant by shouting her name then. Was I asking her to save me? Or was I asking her why she did this? Finally, everything came back into focus and I saw Sadako, and I was surprised at what an odd expression she had. It was the first time I'd seen it. It was an expression of righteous anger meant only for those who needed to die.
Is she gonna have like the
eyes.
Yeah, the eyes. Die, you murderer! Give him back! Give back my Nini! Give back Rika and Mommy and Keiichi-san! Oh no, she doesn't.
As she screamed, she jerked the bridge to and fro. She didn't have to do that. I was gonna fall anyways.
I won't lose to the likes of you. I won't lose to some stupid curse. I will never ever lose to you. You took everyone. I will never lose to you, not ever.
Sadako, please just let me say one thing. I don't know what my face looked like at the time, but it seemed like it was enough to quell Sadako's agitation. I know that what I did isn't exactly praiseworthy. No. In fact, maybe I should never have done it at all. But I did it because I wanted you to be happy. Please, just believe that.
And then he lets go. And then he lets go. And then Keiichi lets go. He doesn't hang, he says it, then he lets go and closes his eyes and breaks his neck instantly on a rock. You, at the very, very end, you're still pretending to be Keiichi-san.
Sadako didn't seem to have any more desire to listen to what I had to say. And for that to happen at the very end like this was tragic.
Yes. Keiichi.
Yeah. I didn't do any of it so you would praise me. If it made you happy, that was all that mattered. We were nothing. Without your smile, we were nothing. So, after I disappear, please smile. If you can get on with your new life by my dying, then please just smile. Can't you at least promise me that?
Stop speaking! Don't use Keiichi-san's mouth like that. Fall down! Die! Keiichi died. Sadako
Sad.
killed Keiichi.
Sadako killed Keiichi.
That's tough, man. And those were the last words Sadako ever said to me. Those sad, tragic, and altogether unrewarding words. What on earth was I? My desire to make Sadako happy ended up like this. Where did I first go wrong? And what was the mistake I made?
Gee, I wonder.
When did I make it? Was I the crazy one, or was it Hinamizawa? Even after all of this, I thought I wasn't crazy at all. It was this eerie world that was crazy. This world I'd accidentally wandered into that one night. Because that fun world, where I never doubted all these crazy times we had as a club would go on forever. God fucking damn it, Connor.
You good?
What happened?
What's wrong with you?
I'm thinking of the Fallen Kingdom video. And the king, the Minecraft guy, just it just whoa. It's Keiichi's like monologuing. It's just Keiichi Minecraft falling.
You're fucked in the head.
Never.
Serious moment.
What?
I had never thought.
You've never thought of that?
I had not, but now I will every single time.
Can you dub over like the ending music of Fallen Kingdom while this is going, please?
Is it not just Viva La Vida?
No, it's a Minecraft parody of Viva La Vida.
Oh, I see.
Because the fun world, where I never doubted all the crazy times we had as a club would go on forever. It couldn't possibly have transformed into such an abnormal world. That fun world wouldn't have ever ended with this, with Sadako pushing me to my death. In the end, I was going to be swallowed up by this crazy world and disappear. No, I'd probably already disappeared. Yes, probably. On the night of the Watanagashi, I'm sure that in the world I really belonged to, I had vanished that night and everyone was worried. It was laughable that I had taken this long to figure out I wasn't around anymore. Oyashiro-sama's curse on the 5th year was Sadako's uncle dying and me disappearing. In the real world, Sadako had already been freed. Maybe my friends were all lamenting my disappearance and valiantly trying to get back on their feet. And even though they were down to 4 people, the club would reopen and they would have a good time without me, waiting for the day when I would come back. I'm sorry, everyone. I couldn't come back home. But this is what I wished for. It was my wish for Sadako's smile and my duty as her Nini. At this point, there will be nobody left to torture you. Because Satoshi and I, it took 2 years, but we succeeded. That annoying, toothy smile of yours, we wanted to see it one more time. Keiichi fucking dies. My pain wasn't gentle or merciful. It was a sharp pain, violent, powerful, and ruthless. What little compassion I had receded in the span of a moment. And now I could die. I could say goodbye to this insane world. Farewell, crazed Hinamizawa. Thanks for giving me the psychic power to kill people whenever I wanted. If you'll still allow it, I'll wish for one last thing. The death of this very world, of this crazed Hinamizawa, so that nobody would ever again have to find themselves lost here again. Yeah. TY Manga Gamer.
Just cursed Hinamizawa to die.
Is that the end of Tatarigoroshi? Are we actually done?
We're almost at the end.
I assume we get like the police report and all that shit. Like,
Have seen
You got any
this.
tips?
It is hot. It's hot as fucking.
It's hot.
so is that the last chapter?
No.
It's been a minute since like the game has ended, so I forgot kind of how like it ends.
Research notes. Wonder what these are
I
about.
can't believe Keiichi's.
Oyashiro-sama.
I got you covered.
Nobody really knows what characters to use to write Oyashiro-sama. Knowing this is hard, partly because depending on the time period, he has been called with various titles, with subtle changes to his name, and nobody knows the real one. The only thing all time periods agree on is that the 4 syllables O, Ya, Shi, and Ro are always used. There's a theory stating the shrine, or Yashiro, dedicated to Oyashiro-sama itself, became an object of worship, and that people began calling it Oyashiro-sama, or Lord Honorable Shrine. But this doesn't make a bit of sense. I don't know whether this is related, but people say the Furude family, the most respected bloodline, in terms of worshipping Oyashiro-sama, actually inherited his blood. And in the legend, the Furude family passes down. If for 8 generations in a row, the firstborn child is a girl, the 8th daughter would be the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama.
Dope.
If we go by this legend, the character used for Oyashiro-sama's name should be O for honorable, Ya for 8, and Shiro for generation. These character assignments are simply something I've thought up. There's no way to verify it. If this is true, then Oyashiro-sama would have been named as such under the assumption he would come again. The second coming of an object of worship can be seen in several religions, so this isn't unusual. But a few of these religions call the second coming of their object of worship a day of judgment, or something along those lines. And we must not forget they mean it to be the end of the world. Rika Furude, pampered and loved dearly by the elderly folk in the village. The rumors say she is the 8th generation, and Oyashiro-sama. I do not know the family tree of the Furudes, but at the very least I can confirm that for the past 2 generations, the first child has been a girl. Rika Furude watches over Hinamizawa. If the village were to lose her protection, what would happen? Would peace between man and demon be lost? Would it once again become a hellish landscape where man-eating demons run rampant? A gruesome feast of the demons, who suddenly remembered how delicious the weak humans were, who would only cry, scream, and run for their lives. What would they look like? What would that look like? Just imagining it, it's enough to make my heart pound with excitement.
So who killed Rika?
Who killed Rika? Who has a motive to kill Rika? Tomatai.
Hey, Rika Furude! I'm here to kill you.